Today we're going to look at a little bit more complicated adaptation. This is going to be for a remote control car, and unlike the ones that you might find at Walmart or whatever, this is a proportionally steering car. So it's not this simple up, down, left, right, but it has analog steering and analog acceleration and reverse. So it's a little bit more of an adaptation challenge. This is the body of the car, so you can see it's pretty good size. What is it, about a foot or so long, maybe a little longer. And these sorts of cars come with remotes that kind of look like this. This is a two-channel remote, and it is designed that you steer it this way, and then your acceleration is that way, and then your brake is that way. And it has a couple of things that I had to look up the manual because I don't really use these very much. But there is a steering adjustment, so if the steering isn't centered, you can adjust it. There's a steering range so that you could adjust how far the wheels turn left or right on the car. On the other side, you've got a reverse, which basically reverses the direction of this wheel. So if you were holding it like this or holding it differently, you can reverse it. And then you have a throttle limiter, so you could set it so that it's either 50, 75, or 100% throttle. So that's standard with this remote. There's a on button there. You can see I've already started taking this apart. So taking this apart is relatively straightforward. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Phillips screws that I took out. I removed the battery thing on the bottom, and it really starts coming apart pretty easily. Now there are two tabs on this side which are kind of press fit. So what you want to do is be gentle when opening this, or use a piece of plastic or whatever to help pop it open. So when you pop it open, it looks like this. So let me point out the little tabs. There's one there, and let's see, where's the other one? Down here. So those are the only things that are kind of make it hard to take apart once you do the screws. So inside, you've got, in the handle part, you have the battery compartment. That's for 4 AA batteries. And here you have the mechanism. It's actually one mechanism on top of another. This is for the acceleration. And then inside, there's the other one for the spring-loaded steering. And you have a printed circuit board here that's, I'm not sure exactly how it's held in place. Now, one of the LEDs is hot glued there, so that may be holding it a little bit. So you see the switches coming through here. The wiring is pretty straightforward. You've got power coming up here, and this here, these two connectors here, are for the two potentiometers which handle the steering and the acceleration. There's one, the one with the white is for the acceleration, and the one for the yellow is for the steering. Now, I peeked inside with my flashlight, and I could see one potentiometer. The steering one is a 5K pot. I can't tell what this other one is because I haven't taken this all out, and I might not need to. So these probably, I haven't tested, but these are probably common power and ground for both of these. I will test that to confirm that. If so, it makes adapting and wiring a little bit easier because I don't have to have separate grounds and powers for each one. Let's see here. So adapting it, this is the question. I need to be able to send this potentiometer data, resistive data. But analog joystick may work as long as I could tap into the yellow and the white here cleanly. I don't want to be destructive with this if I can avoid it. So I want, like all of my remotes, I want this one to stay intact and usable, just as its own, but then have a cord or something come out for an external joystick for my user. So I may be able to tap right into there. So what I'm going to do next is probably pull this mechanism out here, the acceleration and the steering mechanism, so I could see if there's any good solder points in here. I don't think so, so I may have to think this through a little bit. I could always solder on this side of the board too if I needed to. That may be the way to do it, actually, now that I think about it. So there's nothing really crazy in here, but it's just a matter of doing it cleanly and seeing if it will accept an external potentiometer without disconnecting these. Now that I think about it, having both at the same time might cause confusion to it, so I may have to have a switch, like a double pull double throw switch, that either use the internal or use external. Those are things to think about. So that's an initial look inside the remote. I'm probably going to have to see if I could take this apart a little bit more to get at things, but nothing really horrible, or I say that now, of course, famous last words. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching.